Hi, Trojans. Thank you for joining us for our RecSports fitness and student health nutrition discussion here. We are we're going to talk about four different topics relating to fitness and nutrition and how they kind of go together, especially right now during the pandemic and everything going on. This is some good information and topics that will help us all right now. So we'll just go around. I'll start off introducing ourselves. My name is Tommy, and I work as a fitness specialist for RecSports. And then Jonathan here.
My name's Jonathan. I'm one of the personal trainers for RecSports, and I'm majoring in applied physiology, and I'm a senior.
Cool. Patrice, you want to go?
Sure. I'm Patrice Barber. I'm one of the two registered dietitian nutritionists at USC Student Health.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Jolene. I'm a nutrition grad student here at USC, and Patrice has been one of my mentors. I'm very happy to be part of the project together. So, yay.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Cool. So we'll get right into it. So for the first topic, topic number one, we're just going to talk about lessons we learned about physical fitness and nutrition during the quarantine and like during the pandemic, because it's hard to have access to gym. Obviously, gyms are closed, fitness equipment, and also with your nutrition too. Believe me, I struggle with it too. So, so I'll start us off. So, what I learned with physical fitness is going back to what I just said about gym closures and just having a lack of equipment. It helped me just get really creative with what I'm doing. Just thinking of new ways, how to challenge myself and how to work hard and how to reach my goals. Once quarantine started, this all started, I knew that gyms were closed. I didn't have access to a bunch of equipment. So I set realistic goals for myself back in March. And I've just been going, plugging along, just doing what I can. Found a safe spot to be able to exercise near my home in Orange County, and I just hit the ground running. I didn't think about obviously I would think about the pandemic and all our current events going on, but I would just think about challenging myself and how I can get better with each workout. And believe it or not, this is the least amount of equipment I've ever had, not having a gym. And it's probably safe to say now that honestly, I'm probably gotten into the best shape of my life, honestly, right now since March. So just exercising just about every day, it just takes your mind off of everything, stress management. And it just taught me, overall, it just taught me no matter what obstacles can get in the way, like get in your way, like no matter what barriers you have, just continue to work hard and you will be rewarded. So work ethic is for sure the lesson that I learned. So I'll pass it on to Jonathan here.
For me, the biggest thing I learned probably during the initial stages of quarantine was it's really important for you to have a routine, and I'm sure it can also apply to fitness and nutrition and just your daily life. Because I was just sleeping in until I naturally woke up, and it just had me missing meals or like somewhat not even feeling like working out if I woke up a little bit too late and the sun was kind of coming down. So I think the biggest thing I learned during quarantine was probably that how vital a daily routine is for fitness and nutrition. And then also, I've just been primarily working on just compound lifts. So, like exercises that use the whole body, no longer focusing on little tiny movements like lateral dumbbell raises, but working on full body movements like push ups, handstand push ups, and all that good stuff.
Handstand push-ups, nice.
Sounds like? Is a handstand push-up what it sounds like?
Yes, but up against the wall. So there's not that much balance required.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe someday, Jonathan. You want to go ahead, Patrice?
I absolutely would. And it's such a coincidence because on Monday I was talking with a student. A student had met with me because she wanted to review her nutrition habits, talk about her eating in general. And and I wrote this down because it was just so incredible. She said, I am a pretty good cook, but before quarantine, I did not cook at all. She said that now she cooks for herself 90% of the time and that she feels amazing. She had no idea that she could do that. So she never really even tried before quarantine. She was thrilled that she had made such significant progress. And this is the quote. High quality food makes me feel better than I ever did when I was eating out all the time. And I was thrilled for her. I mean, here she is. It's quarantine. It's a hard time. And she learned that she could do something that she never dreamed that she could do. And as far as cooking went, she had this very positive, straight up road that she traveled. She kept getting better and better at it. So I was absolutely thrilled for her. And I had to reflect, though, that her experience is really pretty rare. For most of us, eating in quarantine has been very challenging. I hear that all day long when I talk with students as part of my job. That is my job. I do one-on-one counseling with students. So I hear about the challenges all day long. I live the challenges with my family. I have a husband and two little kids. And plus, I've really got to acknowledge that students are doing this on a student budget and now in a heat wave. So there really isn't a lot about this that is easy. So here are some trends. Here are the things that I've noticed over the months. The first one is the more we cook, the less we dine out, the better our diet is. And there's actually research to back this up, that when we dine out, we tend to have more calories, more saturated fat, more sodium, more added sugar, more alcohol. And when we cook food for ourselves, we're much more careful with ingredients. We do a little better job. 39% of Americans report that they are eating healthier since they've started cooking for themselves, which is absolutely amazing because I've worked on lots of projects to help students eat better. We never get a 39% improvement. So this was really quite impressive. Okay, the second trend is that we are eating breakfast more often, probably because we don't have to run right out the door in the morning. This is good for several reasons. It raises our metabolism first thing in the morning, so we have better energy throughout the day. Plus, at breakfast, we just naturally gravitate towards some pretty important foods. We're more likely to eat fruit. We're very likely to eat a high quality carbohydrate like whole grain toast or a whole grain cereal. We're likely to have food that is high in calcium like milk on that whole grain cereal. We eat high protein food like eggs, and many of us have even figured out that we can mix vegetables into our eggs. So the trend of breakfast being more popular is a wonderful thing. Another trend that I find in students every day when I talk with them is that we are all drinking more water. It is so nice that the water is right in the kitchen and we do not have to carry the big bottle or the big cup. We have to make sure, though, that we're refilling throughout the day, but in general, I notice students drinking much more water. Okay. Another trend is this cooking. And I think that it was because we just crave variety in our food. Most students that I talk to, most of my friends, have somewhere between 2 and 5 go-to meals that they're very comfortable preparing. And when you're cooking for yourself day in and day out, that just doesn't work anymore. So it's led so many of us to all of the wonderful websites where we've learned about sheet pan dinners. We've learned how to do meal prep. We've all looked for new recipes. We've learned how to bake banana bread. We've learned how to roast vegetables. Many new skills emerging during this time when we're cooking for ourselves. And, food is endless. Recipes are endless. The food of the world, there's just so much you could never make it all in a lifetime. So as long as quarantine lasts, we can keep on going. We can keep adding to our skills, adding to our recipe collections, trying new things. We're also trying old recipes. And what I mean by that is I hear all the time people are Zooming and FaceTiming with family members or friends. The family members who are maybe older and know the special way that the family likes the potato salad or whatever the dish it is. We're all trying to learn the family recipes and how wonderful this is to carry on those traditions and visit with, you know, the keepers of those recipes and help them feel valued as well. So wonderful thing there. Another wonderful thing is the rise in popularity of the delivered meal kits. The companies that put everything in the box for you so that you can make a meal. You have every single ingredient, you have step-by-step instructions. These are perfect for people who like to cook or want to try cooking, but don't want anything to do with that shopping business, because everything is delivered, you've got it all, you don't have to worry. Plus it's a nice way to try recipes that you might not have found on your own. So that's becoming popular with students. If you would like to learn more about cooking, more about meal prep in particular, Jolene and I have a workshop on prepping and planning that we're going to be giving 4 times this semester. If you want to register, just go to USC Student Health and you go to My Student Health Record and you can sign up for that or any of the other workshops that we have. The next trend is a sad one, and that is how many college students just simply do not have enough money for the food that they need. USC is taking some very good steps to help students who have food insecurity. The USC Office of Basic Needs has a handout with ideas of how to apply for CalFresh right on campus. We have people who will help you do that, and resources for lower cost and sometimes free food. So if that is something that would help you, please take advantage of that. And the last trend that I want to share with you is that in quarantine, when it comes to our food, we have become very moody creatures. And what I mean by that is that one day we decide to be healthy eaters, and we do that for a while. And then after that, that wears off and we go off to our comfort food for a little while. And then we decide to try some foods that we've never had before. Maybe we look up some new recipes. And then we go back to our healthy food and our comfort food. And then we decide we are not going to cook at all. So we go and we buy some little packaged meals and we eat those for a while. And then we get stuck in a rut with delivery. And then we go back to our comfort food and then our healthy food. And we just do this. This is just a really common pattern. It seems to be what I hear from everybody. And I think what's really important is that you remember that you are the only person you have to please with all of this. You need to experiment to find what works best for you. And does your food need to be perfect every single day? No, absolutely not. You just need to do a pretty good job most of the time. So I think the number one takeaway from all of this trend business, that the thought I'd like to leave you with, is that you should eat to please yourself so that you feel well, so that you feel good about your food. There you go.
Thank you. Jolene, you want to take it away?
Sure. I think a lot of us already covered all the major lessons we learned through quarantine, especially when it comes to nutrition. Patrice did such a great job, and both Jonathan and Tommy mentioned about physical fitness, and I really appreciated that. Coming from a background of both fitness and nutrition, I totally appreciate all the tips. And I know this is in recording, so I want to say it now. I'm sorry about the mask. I'm at a long-term nursing facility in a library, and I still see residents and patients in these rooms. So I want to make sure we're quarantined and social distancing, all that. In regard to my quarantine tips, I think I just have a couple to share. I feel like what Tommy said in the very beginning about setting realistic, small, achievable goals is really, really important, because I see my friends will go, okay, by the end of the quarantine, I want to be like so and so, or by the end of quarantine, I want to eat like such and such. I feel like for me personally, setting up a long-term goal is only beneficial if it is achievable, that I can see the end. So for me, setting up like short-term goals to achieve my long-term goals when it comes to fitness is a lot more helpful, because I know by the end of this year, I don't know what I'm gonna look like, and that's okay too. So accepting my current condition and knowing that I'm doing the best I can when it comes to physical health and mental health is really important. Acknowledging that quarantine, we're gonna just have good days and bad days, like Patrice already said, you know, we're moody eaters. So on the days we feel stressed out, when a work is really daunting, we might eat something that perhaps at certain point of our life feel guilty about. And I just want to say, let's just embrace it. It's quarantine. Eat what you want and know that you are more than what you eat. You are more than what you work out. You're more than how you look. You're more than just food and exercise. You're like, we're a whole being. And so keeping that in mind will allow me to feel less stressed out about my food, my workout, and will actually encourage me to find different methods to work for me. And if that means I work out once a week this week, that's great. If that means I work out 10 times a week next week, that's great. It's whatever works for me. So that's my two takeaway, and I hope that's helpful.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That was all great information. So we'll move along to topic number 2. So this topic, boosting your immune system through fitness and nutrition. So I'll start us off here. So just think physical activity, exercise. The more active you are, the more exercise you get, the more of that bad stuff, bacteria, you're going to flush out of your body, therefore strengthening your immune system. So honestly, I honestly cannot remember, because within like the last like 4 or 5 years, I've been physically active, routine exercising almost on a daily basis. Obviously, I have my rest days, recovery days, but consistent with exercise, all that good stuff. And I honestly cannot remember the last time I ever even had a cold or a sniffle or a cough or anything. So I think at this point right now, my immune system is the strongest it's ever been, and I can thank that obviously to exercise, eating a healthy diet for the most part, and then a secret here, especially during back in March, once the quarantine started and everything, I've been working out outdoors. There's a cool little secluded park near my house in Orange County, and I've just been outdoors, getting sunlight, vitamin D, but always putting sunscreen on, of course. I've noticed a difference just with the sun and all that vitamin D that I'm getting. That's kind of been my secret immune booster there, along with regular physical activity and healthy eating for the most part. So I'll send it off to Jonathan. You want to take it away?
Yeah, so exercise studies do show that it does boost the immune system, white blood cells, and it does flush out the lungs of any bacteria. And it's pretty simple. It's exercise or fitness. It stresses the body and the immune system responds. So it's pretty much like every time you exercise, you're giving your immune system like a little practice run. So just the more you exercise, the more your immune system kind of gets this practice run going and the stronger it gets. And I'll let the nutritionist take over from here.
Patrice, do you want me to go first? Okay, so Patrice and I found a really good handout for this, and we will absolutely love to share it afterwards. But for now, I think there are a couple goals when it comes to optimize our immune function. First, nutritionally, we want to make sure we eat the appropriate calories, protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So we have all the good energy balance to support our exercise. Because when we do exercise during endurance exercise, it might actually have some bit of a suppressor effect on our immune system. So consume enough carbohydrate before, during, and after long training seasons are really, really needed to boost our immune system. And eating antioxidant rich foods that contain compounds like polyphenol and vitamin A, C, E are all great ways to combat oxidative stress. And when it comes to meat source, select lean proteins that are high in iron, zinc. Those are great for immune function. And don't forget to include foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. And make sure we have enough vitamin D, like Tommy mentioned. If you go outside in the sun, have the ability to work out outside in a not crowded area, then do so with some sunlight on your skin. They're great for promoting vitamin D in your body. And also choose foods that contain fibers, both soluble fiber and insoluble fibers. They're great for our GI system and immune health. And you might then ask, what are the foods that could boost our immune function? Well, the good thing is a lot of them are great. The antioxidant rich foods include almost all the vegetables, the colorful fruits like oranges, cantaloupe, blueberries, strawberries, especially when they're in season. We got broccoli, sweet potatoes, spinach, bell pepper, all the leafy green and all colors of vegetables are great. The protein sources that are great for lean protein are chicken, turkey, fish, lean beef, or low-fat dairy products. You might also love scrambled eggs in the morning to give you that good protein boost. Or if you're vegan, then soy, legumes, or the soy-based yogurt might be great for you. Omega-3 could be found in the fish, the salmon, or flaxseed, chia seeds, and walnuts. They're great, again, to put in your overnight oatmeal. Vitamin D, again, if you are vegan, don't eat fish, then go outside to get the sun, or you might want to add in a little bit supplement for your doctor's recommendation. And lastly, I do want to mention prebiotics and probiotic containing food, vegetables, whole grains are all good. So think about yogurt, the ski kind of like yogurt, and think about kimchi, all these fermented goods with good bacteria. They're all good for our GI. So that's what I have to say about boosting our immune with our food. Do you have anything to add, Patrice?
Just a little bit, and that would be eating balanced and regular meals throughout the day. Having the breakfast, and then eating about every 4 hours throughout the day, whether it's a meal or a snack, to keep a consistent flow of nutrients and energy. And then if each time you eat, you can focus on having some carbohydrate, some protein, a little bit of healthy fat, and a nice sized serving of fruit and or vegetable. That's what balance looks like.
Right. And I would like to say, since this chat is about boosting our immune system, I do want to mention all of these are great methods to help us stay healthy and strong. However, none of these methods will help you against COVID. None of these boosting immune foods are going to help you fight off COVID. You must wash your hands. You must stay 6 feet away. Wear your mask. I love for all of us to be able to eat all the good food to support our immune system, but I'm also immune deficient. I have an autoimmune disorder, so I do want to make sure anyone who are like me, who feel unsafe, we're so appreciative people who keep the distance and wash hands constantly with soap. So that's a little plug in there.
Very important. Super important. Awesome. Thank you. So, this is a good one. Next topic, we're going to talk about breaks, stretching and snacking. So first, Jonathan, take your pick, mobility or static stretch.
Mobility.
Mobility. All right, cool. So I'm gonna show you guys one stretch that's essential for, as students, faculty, staff at USC. Everything's virtual for the most part right now. So you're sitting at your computer, laptop, whatever, throughout the day, doing schoolwork, working, all of that stuff. So lots of times, your body can get uncomfortable sitting down, and we tend to sometimes hunch, arch our back, just weird positions because we're sitting down for most of the day almost. Um, so one stretch, this will help combat hunching over. So in order to help with hunching over, it's hunching over affects chest and shoulders. So I can show you guys a quick little stretch here. So um, you can take whenever you want to take a snack break. Make sure you throw in a little stretch break too. So for chest and shoulders that help with hunching over, you easy. You can do this sitting down. Interlock your fingers, but you're gonna interlock your fingers behind your back with your arms straight. Move your chest up and move those arms back and look up, and you should feel it stretching your chest and your shoulders. So interlock behind your back, scoot to the edge of your seat, arm straight behind your back. Slowly move those arms up, chest up, and just move up and hold till you can feel the tension. So great. Hunching over helps with hunching over. Chest and shoulders will get tight. So that's just a cool little stretch to keep in mind there for when you're taking your little breaks. So Jonathan, want to take us through a little mobility?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, a real quick basic would be you just muscles lengthen and shorten. So when you're sitting, you just want to think about all the muscles that are stuck being short. So like your hip flexors, any muscles in your hips, they're stuck short because you're sitting like this. Then your chest is also tight because your back usually rounds, so your chest is tight. So that's why Tommy showed you a chest strength stretching exercise. But another one probably just for your hip flexors would probably be if you could just find somewhere nice on the floor to go down, and you just go down. Let me go this leg. You'll go down on one knee and you just lean forward into it just to open up your hips. And then with this one, you can do the same thing what Tommy was doing. Put your hands behind your back, and then so this way you just get to work 2 in 1, make it a little quicker.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Jonathan. I just want to add one more thing. So kind of to get on this science side of things here. So I want you to also think about, like I was talking about, students, faculty, and staff sitting for long periods of time. And once you finish your classwork or you finish working, you may think, hey, I want to go take a Zumba group fit class online, or I want to go out for a run. I want to go exercise. So you've been sitting for long periods of time, shoulders will tighten up, hips will tighten up. So there's a thing here with your shoulders and your hips. So the joint, Jonathan, can you hit me with the joint here? Shoulders and hips, ball and socket joint, right? So your shoulder, hip, ball and socket joint, the most freely movable joint in the body. So think about this. So think when you're getting ready to go for a run after all your work. Like arms are moving, legs are moving, hips are moving, whatever activity you're doing. I make sure I really get my hips and shoulders mobile, stretched out, and ready to go because these are the most freely movable joints in the body that I was just mentioning. So you can really increase the risk of injuring yourself. So that's something to keep in mind too. as your shoulders and your hips are tightening throughout the day while you're working or doing schoolwork. So you have anything to add to that, Jonathan, or? Cool. Patrice, you want to take it away?
Oh, this is Jolene again.
Oh, Jolene again.
All, all good. We're all part of the team together. So I think since you and Tommy and Jonathan mentioned about stretching, I just have a couple to add in. I just learned today from Tommy that we have a USC YouTube for fitness. I imagine there are going to be some great workout on that YouTube channel for free, right? Because USC is already so expensive. Good. So I imagine that will be a great opportunity for all the staff and faculty and students to be able to look up some of the good exercise for like a 15-minute and select whatever yoga or Zumba or whatever that works, to take a break in between your 3-hour Zoom. I'm sure that's all happening to us right now, and stand up every couple hours or so to be away from our computers. It's so great for our vision, so great to shake our core, shake our body, and make sure that when you do have a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, look far away. If you have a far away option, look outside the window. It's a great time to take a break. Really, when it comes to taking a break, it also includes mental break. You are at home all the time, you're quarantined, you're worried about your health, you're worried about your loved ones, there are protests outside. This world is going banana right now. It's also election year. I'm sure you and I are both stressed. So stretching out for our body and stretching out for our mental break is so much needed. So next, I would like to touch on snacks. Make sure you eat all the macros. So carbohydrates are the best energy source for your brain. You need carb, especially if you're gonna run, if you're gonna work out, you want to have carbs. Protein is what's allowing us to maintain our muscle mass and maintain a healthy immune response. So make sure we eat a diverse source of protein. Healthy amount of fat also allow us to stay full for longer. You want the satiety, you want to stay feeling like 70% full, and you want to have all the macros in your snack. And I always look at my eating behavior or pattern before I determine what's a good time for snack. Learning from Patrice, I realized going more than 4 hours without food is just not practical for me. If I stay like no food for longer than 4 hours, I will be really hungry. And when I'm really, really hungry, I tend to make some unlikely choices like ice cream or binge eating a lot of things that wouldn't have if I'm not that hungry. So what I recommend is, if you know your lunch and your dinner is 7 hours away from each other, then maybe it will be smart to plant like a healthy snack in between. So that way you can take a break to stretch your body, go to your refrigerator. That's still a break. That still counts. Come back with your yogurt, with your hummus, and think about how much nutrients there is in those food and how they are nourishing your body, your mind, your soul. And just pay a little gratitude to ourselves and the food we're about to eat, and have that little time for yourself. And I would say snack is also a break. So this is a great, I think learning how to snack well and to have less guilt about what we eat will be so beneficial for our mental health throughout the quarantine. And that's what I have to say about snacking. I would love to hear your input, Patrice.
Can't add anything to that. That was perfect.
Cool. Cool. So we could move on to the last topic. So we're going to talk about here, last topic, time alone with our refrigerators and mirrors can be a challenge. So I have two things on the fitness side of things, or I should say health and wellness side of things. So these two things have helped me not only during quarantine and everything going on, but just within like the last 5-10 years, last decade. This has just helped me. Actually, you know what? Just kidding. I started having these thoughts in undergrad once I got over the idea of throwing up like 1,000 pounds on bench press. Once I became exercise science educated, I finally started thinking this. So when it comes to exercise and fitness, back before in undergrad, before I actually started learning in class about exercise science and all that good stuff, I used to think, you know what, I'm going to work out. I want to have huge biceps. I just want to max on bench press. Um, everyone wants that just solid 6 or 8 pack. I'm just being completely honest. And I mean, I was working hard. I mean, I was making progress, but just my mentality to fitness, it just, I was naive, wasn't fully educated yet. So then I had a meeting with my fitness supervisor at the time, and I sat down with him, and he said, "Hey, Tommy, you know what? Um, yeah, everything, all your workouts are great. You're doing really well, but I want you to think about this with fitness. I want you to think about exercising, not for appearance, but exercise to be healthy." So once he said that to me, and I started learning more in school, that clicked. Um, that just clicked. That a light switch went on in my brain, and I just started really challenging myself and just thinking more so about wanting to live longer, wanting to be able to walk up steps as I age without any aches or pain or anything like that. So I just started thinking about the health benefits to exercise and exercising to be healthy instead of exercising to look good. That just really helped me. Like, for example, this is kind of funny. So back when I was naive about exercise, I used to think, you know what, I'm going to exercise, I'm just going to work my abs out. I want that 6 pack, that 8 pack. I'm just going to go abs. Now when I exercise and work my abs out, I think, you know what, I'm gonna really have a great ab workout today because I want to be able to perform more pistol squats, more single leg squats on my next leg day. I want to be able to run upstairs quicker when I time myself. I want to be able to strengthen my foundation, my core, to be able to help myself overcome hurdles when it comes to exercises. For example, today actually, earlier today, I was doing broad jumps to box jumps with pistol squats. So I tried doing that last week, and I really had some great ab workouts like a week, 2 weeks prior, and I noticed a difference just from really working my abs out and really working on that foundation. So that's one thing, and then second thing, this is really important to me too. Obviously, every single day we see ourselves in the mirror, especially people think about appearance, exercise, and fitness. I mean, some people may be happy with their appearance, and some people may not be happy with their appearance. I have my days where I see myself in the mirror and I think, man, um, I want to be able to improve on this area of my body. I want to be able to do this, be able to do that. And no matter, and with me, that honestly just motivates me, gives me more fuel to just want to work even harder for my next workout. Even even if I'm like 6% body fat, I'm a bodybuilder, I'll look in the mirror and I'll think, man, I want to improve in this area. I feel like I'm not there yet. So my next workout and the workout after that and so forth, I'm going to work even harder, and I'm going to challenge myself even more to just continue to get better and just to have fun with it. So there's my things there. Sorry, that was kind of a lot. I'll pass it to Jonathan.
Were we talking about the fridge or what's the question? Can you unmute yourself?
I could,
You want to go, Patricia?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Tommy and I were thinking about when we first came up with this kind of nebulous topic was something centered around self-compassion. This is a very challenging time for many people, and looking in the mirror, having a lot of time to do that, being alone with their food is a very challenging situation. Um, Thinking about nutrition in terms of what it does for you rather than eating perfectly for the sake of eating perfectly is really kind of the idea. For me, it's about having the strength and the energy and the mental clarity to be able to do my work with students every day and still have a whole lot left over for the, the 5 and 10-year-old here at home. It's not nutrition for its own sake, but for what it does for you. Another idea here is from time to time, I'll be talking with a student who is not taking very good care of their nutrition. They wake up, they run off to class without anything for breakfast. Maybe they skip lunch. Maybe they have a little bag of chips or something. Mid-afternoon, they're starting to get really hungry. By dinner time, they're very hungry and they overeat. And I'll, tell a little, ask them a question. Like if there was a younger person in your life who you're very close to, who you really love, who looks up to you, was coming to spend a couple days with you at USC to see what college life was like. I guess, when you woke up in the morning, you wouldn't give them breakfast. Maybe around lunchtime, you give them a bag of chips. At dinner time, you'd overeat. And by this time, they're laughing and they understand that, what I'm getting at is treat yourself like you would treat that person who you love or that person who depends on you for their care. So something that I've been seeing through quarantine is, sometimes this has become very hard for us. Every day is the same. We're not always planning our meals. We're not taking care of our nutrition, and there is some unhappiness. I mean, that's just a fact. So my message with this topic is that if you're feeling unhappy with your body, if you're feeling a change in your body that makes you feel uncomfortable, if you're noticing something about the way you are with your food that's making you feel uncomfortable, there is a staff of therapists and there are 2 registered dietitians at USC Student Health. We are absolutely here to help you with the feelings around that. Once again, you can go online. You can go to USC Student Health and make your appointment on my what S SHR. I always got the letters confused. But honestly, this is a challenging time, and there are definitely people here on campus who are absolutely ready to help you with this. And if you want to take one thing away from my little thing here, it is treat yourself like someone who you love, very, very much.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we should have warned you, Jonathan, that this kind of thing was coming. That's really not fair.
Jolene, Jonathan, anyone wanna go for it, Jolene?
I would love to, but I know Jonathan had something that would like to share. Why don't you jump in?
Go for it, Jonathan.
My big thing would probably just be treat your body like a temple. Like the type of food you put into it should be meant to fuel your performance. So I know like a big thing for me is like I could have the best workout like of the week, and as if I ate a Twinkie, it would to me like it just like I lose all of it. You just want to keep that momentum going, and if you're about to if you're planning on having a good workout or a good day or like get a lot of studying done, you have to fuel your body to perform the way you want it to. You can't just put I'm not too good with gas types, but you can't put a diesel in like your sports car. You need to make sure you're fueling it properly, and that's it.
Cool.
I love what Jonathan said about that. For sure, like what we eat and how we feel has a lot of like correlation association to it. And I also love how Tommy mentioned that you're now exercising to be healthy rather than maybe just focus on appearance. And I think for quarantine, we're stuck with our fridge, with our mirror. We're going to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, why do I look this way? And then how do we react to that is part of our practice. Like accepting ourselves for who we are, knowing that as we age, we are going to look different, and our exercise might look different. And depending on what kind of challenges we have in our current life, our workout, our nutrition will be different. So for some of us, I imagine students who are on campus who just lost ability to go to the rec center, that's a big challenge. How do you modify your daily routine so you can still implement exercise that you enjoy into your daily routine or weekly routine is a challenge. And that's something that takes time and energy and mental space to figure it out. And it might take a couple months to try different things and to see what works for you. And that's totally, absolutely okay. The other thing I love to also like, this is a reminder for myself, and it might work for some of us outside as well, is to set good intention. Why are we working out? Who am I working out for? Am I working out for myself, or am I working out to be in certain expectation of someone else? Because if I am working out for someone else, I will never be satisfied. I will never be truly happy. I will never get to love myself for who I am. So I learn how to modify that to fit my lifestyle better. I for sure struggle with, I'm sure a lot of us fitness junkie at one point about how we look to our client, to like people we teach workout with. As important as that is, what's more important is how we feel inside. Are we happy? And for me, happy now means setting good intentions and good reasons behind why do I work out. So again, a little reminder to myself, it might work for you, it might not. I try to get my 5 minutes before I go work out, and just to ground myself and think, I'm about to have 1 hour workout. Why am I here on the ground? What brought me here? What's the intention I want to set for myself? How can I achieve it? What's the mental picture I have that can motivate me to get through the next hour? And then I have another 5 minutes in the end of my workout to ask, okay, what does it feel like right now? This is the moment that will allow me to motivate myself to come back to this workout again. Keep this in my heart so that I can come back again when I'm ready. And that way it takes away the guilt and shame for not being able to hit that treadmill or whatever workout you like to do at a certain pace. It gives you so much more freedom and compassion for yourself. And I think that's part of the reason Patrice brought this conversation here is refrigerator and mirrors are, they're important, but our happiness and our compassion to ourselves in quarantine is at most our priority. That's my TED talk.
That's beautiful. And you know, I think that, I mean, that's really wonderful. And you could set that, I hadn't thought of this before, but you could set that same intention as you walk to the grocery store. You know, as you're walking in, you could have that same kind of thought when you're sitting down to meal plan, or when you're making your meal. That's wonderful. That's setting the intention, that thinking of, why am I really doing this? What am I really about in this activity? And then once you start to eat, I mean, there are all of the mindful eating things that really help. The looking at your food that you've prepared for yourself and kind of admiring it a little bit, like, I made this, and, inhaling the aroma and taking small bites and feeling the food in your mouth, feeling the texture, sensing the release of the flavor, fully feeling the flavors, chewing thoroughly. There's a lot to be said in eating mindfully, in that it helps you to enjoy and appreciate the food so much more. It's also good for your digestion, and it helps you eat the proper amount. Setting the intention and following through with that. That's a wonderful idea.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. That was a great topic. I loved how each of us had a different perspective on the topic. That was awesome. And I'll just end the topic with this. Overall, you just want to try to have fun. Exercising, nutrition, challenge yourself, just make it fun. We'll make it a whole
It
lot
should be
better.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you so much for joining us. Um, I just want to also leave us with, I want to let you know, we are going to be launching virtual personal training. RecSports will be launching virtual personal training um, very soon. So you could check our RecSports website for more information on that. Myself and Jonathan will be training people. So we be on the lookout for that. Yep. And then also, if you want to take a want to dance, do some Pilates, some mind body stuff like that, check our Zoom group fitness schedule on our Rec Sports website with links and all that good stuff. So anyone else, any last thoughts? Any announcements, shout outs, anything like that?
Patrice, I think would do we have every Wednesday moving forward, starting at September 2nd at 3 to 4 p.m. There are different kind of nutrition talk that gear towards different population, including for international students, including for many other things I don't remember right now. But if you log in to my USC student health, is that what it is, Patrice?
Just go on USC Student Health, find your My Student Health record, and you can see the programs that are offered. We're going to alternate every third week. One week is a program for international students who want to learn about American food, and another week is meal prep and planning. And the third week is called Ask the Expert, where you can zoom in with any of your questions or topics that you'd like to discuss with a registered dietitian and a dietetic intern, and we'll help you with those. Yeah,
Awesome.
you do need to register for those. They're open to 10 students each week.
Awesome. And one
Tell your
last
friends. Tell your friends.
Awesome. Yeah. One last thing. Follow, if you have an Instagram, go to USC Trojan Fitness Instagram, and then also YouTube channel. Just type in USC Trojan Fitness, and you'll see the F45 cover picture for the YouTube channel. So once again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. And remember, Trojans, stay safe, fight on.